what? There are freaking douchebags, but he's just particularly good at being a douchebag.
Yes. Dude, it's Tata's Tuesday, not Grand Tetons Tuesday.
No kidding. You could hurt somebody with those. All right, seriously, do what you're supposed to do down here. Do it. Do what you're supposed to do down here. Ron,
Whatever,
damn it,
dude.
do it. Fine. Well, we're almost on the air now, so just forget it.
Okay.
No, seriously, do what you're supposed to do down here. Whoa. Look how big this one got. I know, right?
Look.
It's like huge. Ron.
Bet you've been waiting for that.
Lisa and Paul. Sarah. I thought we could use a good day at the beach. Was I right?
Yes. Take me to the beach. Beach.
What did you say? It's Tata's Tuesday, not Grand Teton Tuesday. That's just silly. All right, people. Ginger, Debbie, Curtis, Jamie. Debbie, stop stealing his tacos. There's nothing worse than a taco thief. Tacos. Right?
Taka thief.
Taco thief. Taka. I'm so stoned.
1 to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Mojo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Brad Staggs. The mighty Mojo 50.
So I walk out of Home Depot yesterday afternoon and busy looking at a text that had just come in from Pastor Malinak. And so I was just looking at that. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. So I kind of look up and I realize, where the hell did I park? I'm walking around and I don't know, I usually park there.
That has happened to me.
And I thought, what? And then about 30, 40 seconds into it, I'm thinking, oh, shite. Somebody stole the truck.
Yep.
And I mean, I was seriously like looking around. I know I didn't park over there because I remember walking in this door this way and walking that way and going this way. And then about a good 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes into my painful ordeal, I realized I had not driven the truck to Home Depot. I had driven Bethy Knott's vehicle, and I was looking for the truck, and I was
Panicking.
No kidding, standing next to the Acura.
No, you were.
I was looking, and I looked down, and there it is. What the hell is wrong with me?
I don't know, dude. I got a phone call from the wife one time at the airport. She was losing it. Got back from a flight, could not find her car. It had been stolen.
Oh, it had been stolen.
No, it had not been
Oh,
stolen.
she thought it had been
She
stolen.
thought it had been stolen. And then she called the tow company because she thought it had been towed.
Right.
She was in the wrong parking area. Dude, she was losing her shit.
It panics you.
And there was nothing I could do. I'm like, honey, what do you want me to do?
Find the damn car or don't come home. That's what you tell them. That works every time. It was on someone whose decision was it this morning? Thought we needed a day at the beach, so here we are. We have a morning at the beach for your daily mojo. The surf is gently caressing the sand.
Lapping at our
It is lapping.
feet.
Yes, it's lapping at our fronds. And if it's right out the window there, all we have to do is jump through. Coming up this morning, hopefully, we will hear from not only Dan, but also Jeffy. I think we'll be calling in. And just a programming note here coming up later this week, the author of the Beer Bible, 2nd edition, will be with us, I think, on Thursday. Nice. So isn't that going to be cool? So we have all kinds of things planned for you, which, if half of them turn out, we'll be happy. And if half of them don't turn out, we'll be happy. We're still trying to get our paws on Representative Louis Gohmert. In the meantime, as I think that is this could become a regular thing on the program, just to make you feel more normal and less troubled. When you think that, it's like yesterday, I thought I was losing my mind. I want you to listen to this person. This is from
Is this a TikTok?
This is a Libs of TikTok. This is one of the clips from the Libs of TikTok.
I love these.
You think your life is screwed up? You think you're whacked in the head? Listen to whatever this is.
I keep forgetting I can't say certain words on here, so let's try this. Mostly I feel feminine or non-binary. Today I'm feeling really femme and cat-like as well. Yeah. But I also feel masculine, mostly boyish. I don't ever really want a woohoo. I'm proud to have a hoo-ha. But I also, sometimes want to take these guys off. But other times I'm happy to have them. I love to play with them. I love them. Other days I want to tape them down. I'm running out of time. But yeah, I go through stages of feeling feminine, non-binary, and sometimes boyish. So that's
All right. Oh, wait a minute. This one. I was going to play this one. But since we're here, we're all together. Listen to this.
To my list of pronouns. So here is a very quick tutorial on how to use bugs pronouns in sentences. Okay, let's go. I'm meeting up with my friend Moth later. Bug just dyed Bug's hair and it's this super cool green color right now. I think we're gonna go to Bug's house and play some video games. And then I think Bug said that Bug wanted to go to the store by Bug's self. So I'm gonna head out after that and then maybe we'll get to hang out another time. I love hanging out with Moth. Bug is a super cool friend and I'm so glad that Bug hangs out with me.
Okay, these people are serious.
These people are crazy as shit.
This is what happens.
I don't give a damn. That's the problem, is that they think they're serious.
This is what happens when you don't have a problem. When you don't have any problems. This is what you create.
Self. I'm going to hang out with Bug's self.
So her pronouns are Bug. Who's Bug.
Moth then?
Moth is
a friend?
Isn't that another person?
I don't freaking know.
I mean, that's what I thought it was. I thought Moth was a separate person, but maybe Moth and Bug are the same person because technically Moth is a bug.
Check
but
this
a bug
out.
is
I have
moth.
this all worked out. Hinckley finally got released, right? yesterday.
Yes.
All
The,
right?
the neighborhood is just
He's been
shot.
watching this shit for years going, all right.
Right.
I got put in jail because, I was crazy.
Uh-huh.
Well, not in jail, but just,
Uh-huh.
I was
But
crazy.
loony bin.
Literally, I was crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
These people are freaking nuts letting me the hell out of here.
He looks sane.
Sane.
I mean, this is where we are in 2021. The world is a clown show. It's nothing but a clown show. These are when you think you're effed up, when you wake up in the morning, just watch the libs of TikTok and you'll feel so much better about yourself. It's truly stunning that these people, I mean, talk about a psychiatrist's wet dream. Oh, how's your eyesight doing, by the way, Ron?
Mine?
Yeah.
Fine. Why?
Didn't you say you were having issues the other day? Just being able to.
I was having issues, but I stopped vaping and they kind of went away.
Oh, so your eyesight. Okay, so you can see fine now. This is from where's this study? It was just released yesterday from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Needing glasses, one of the most common conditions across the world. Over 2 billion people have some form of vision impairment. So, Ron, you do not have to worry. You're just like everybody else in that sense.
Thank you.
According to the World Health Organization, that bastion of truth and light. Mild vision impairment, probably not a serious thing, but recent study now finds out that needing glasses can lead to a higher risk of death.
Needing glasses?
Yeah.
What?
Now, I'm not sure if that's because you walk into traffic if you're not using them, but researchers from the University of Michigan looked at data from more than 48,000 people from 17 previous studies. Their review revealed that those who suffer from more severe issues in vision, more at risk from dying from all causes. You're more risk of dying from all causes compared to those with little or no issues in vision. Study authors find that those with mild issues in vision have a 29% greater risk of mortality than those without vision issues. Additionally, those with severe eye issues and vision impairment have an 89% higher risk of mortality. Is that not... shut up. Just shut up. I can't see with them and I can't see without them. And Sarah in the Facebook chat, she says, I wear glasses and I'm going to die. Shit. Well, Sarah, we're all going to die. It's just, it's the manner and the date that those are the only question marks. Would you want to know your expiration date? Well,
What I want to know it?
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough question.
I know.
Because in some instances, yes, I'd like to know my expiration date so I can prepare and do whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then in other instances, I'd be worried about it all the freaking time.
Exactly. But again, as you and I have discussed,
I'm a clock watcher.
have we not thought about death in the past, 3 years?
Yes.
Than ever in the history of our history? You and I and other people that we know. It is, seriously, it's
Too many. Yeah. When you get too many people close to you,
dropping like flies.
It makes you think about your own mortality.
Yeah. And just because we're paranoid does not mean they're not out to get us. See, that's the other thing. And I had to put my glasses back on.
Wow.
In Fort Worth, just down the street, Texas woman. She was in the car with her boyfriend. Couple were leaving a bar and grill about 3 in the morning. I guess it was yesterday morning. They were driving. They were arguing. Go figure. Bar, 3 in the morning. They leave the bar. They're arguing. It's alcohol. It's from the devil. It's from the devil, Ron.
Okay.
So they're flying along the frontage road there adjacent to I-45 in Harris County. And the fight continues. The boyfriend stops the truck at an intersection. And what does she do?
Jumps out.
Yeah, she does. She jumps out and starts to run toward the highway. She made it across several lanes of traffic before she was
Hit.
First of all, by a 2018 Chevy Malibu. It was headed southbound as she was in the dark. The Guy was coming home from work, didn't see the woman before he hit her. Then seconds later, a second vehicle, a minivan, whacked her again as she was headed south. And, well, actually, after the Malibu hit her, she was just laying there in the road, and then the van came along and boop, gone. So there's a lesson in there somewhere. And I'm only looking at you because, Ron, I
Don't
care
drink.
about you, and I don't want you to, next time we are somewhere, I don't want you to get mad at me and jump out of the car.
No, I'm not going to jump out of the car, dude. That scares me. Because people, I mean, obviously they were drunk, right?
Well, that doesn't say they were drunk.
No, obviously they were drunk.
They were at a bar.
And it's called inhibitions, dude. It can go both ways. You know, you could start taking clothes off. I've been there.
Or you could jump out and run into
Or you
traffic.
could jump off and run into traffic. What in the hell?
I know. I'm telling you, life is.
Did she go out that night thinking, you know what, I'm gonna get killed tonight?
That's
No.
no, and that's the thing. Nobody ever does. Well, some people do, but most of us don't. We don't. Think today's the day. Gonna do it. Most of us don't. You have to live every day. You have to live like you were dying.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You have to ride a bull named Fu Manchu.
Yep.
I mean, these are the things you need to do because the world is not. I really don't think that the. I don't want to say this. Do you think the world's going to go back to normal?
Well, there's that old saying about the new normal.
I hate that
and
saying.
I do too.
I hate the new normal.
I fear that we're not, Brad, and that sucks. What is normal?
Well, see, that's just it.
Will there ever be a time where we get back to before COVID?
No, because we'll always be after COVID. We'll never again be before COVID, unless it's the next big COVID. But I'll tell you what the president said here in a second.
Okay.
Being at the beach here with the beach out the window. It is. Are you chilling?
I'm chilling.
I'm
Like a villain.
I'm chilling like a villain. I feel more relaxed. It's either the beach or the.
I'm gonna have to go pee pretty soon because
I just did,
Oh, okay.
and again. It's either that or it's the Tatas Tuesday. Good grief, man! You're gonna hurt somebody with those.
That's what I
Save
said,
the
it's
Tatas.
Tatas Tuesday, not Grand
Tetons
Tetons
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Damn it! All right, so if the waves are chilling you and the Tatas are lifting you up, keeping you separated, which is a good idea in the day and age of COVID. Make sure you have your American Pride roasters because that's got all the vitamins and the minerals that you need to get yourself through another healthy day on planet Earth. Do you know vitamin? It has vitamin what W? And
What is that?
I think it does. I don't know. Do you know that? Do you know that coffee doesn't have vitamin W in it?
I don't know what vitamin W is.
It's apparent. If you go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com, find your favorite flavor, whether it's the on the roof, whether it's Silent Cal's 3-pound box. You talk about a fatty
coffee,
liver.
dude.
He's got a 3-pound box. Or the off-track blend, which you never know what you're going to get, much like life, being a box of chocolates. American Pride Roasters, historically great coffee, and not like the crap you get at the store. And by the way, DMXDM just tweeted, coming soon to an episode of Brad's Senior Moments. Brad walks out of Home Depot and feels a cold, gusty wind, and then realizes he's naked from the waist down.
Naked from the waist down.
I'll someday tell you about
Well, he's standing out there helicoptering.
No, I was in the pool. I'll tell you about the hotel stay in Chicago someday. Whew, that was a tough one. Wade Robertson, who, let me just say, have you seen Wade, some of those pictures he's been sharing on the Twitters? Whew, dude is working out.
Really?
Dude's working out. I mean,
Is Wade Robertson hot?
I don't stand on that side of the plate, but I mean, I've often looked at Wade now and thought, you know what, maybe
Well, I'm just feeding into slightly venomous Kirk's comment on Twitter.
Maybe I should.
He
What-
said drinking causes real Ron Phillips to lose inhibitions and go both ways. I did
Right.
say that, but that's not what I meant.
Exactly. Wade says, I can agree with wanting to get rid of them sometimes, but also wanting to play with them, but she has no idea unless she's got a pair of balls. Talking
True
about the TikToker who was... all right, so enough of the yuck. Let's get right into President Biden. Speaking of yucks, this was his... He got the shot in front of everybody. He got the booster shot in
The
front
booster,
of everybody.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but once I saw that, I'm like, well, hell, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
I'm going to go get 3 shots.
Looked real.
Sure looked real. His arms are hairy as hell. Did you notice that?
I did.
Like his upper arm is like, ugh, it's like carpeted.
No, I did.
It looked rather disturbing to me. All right, so here is the president walking out to thunderous applause.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Yeah, just great.
Did you ever think you'd be senior press coming to watch someone get a shot in the old days? Me either. Any rate,
You know, he's
like I did in my
he's funny, isn't he?
He thinks he's funny.
I tell you, oh, it gets better.
first and second COVID-19 vaccination shot, I'm about to get my booster shot and do it publicly.
Whoa.
That's because the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, looked at all the data, completed their review, and determined the boosters for the Pfizer vaccine, others will come later, maybe, I assume, but the Pfizer vaccine are safe and effective. They've had
Oh, well, why didn't you tell me? Ron, did you know that the vaccine and the boosters for the vaccine are safe and effective?
That's what they keep saying.
Didn't you know that? I mean, I don't know. That sounds like new news to me.
Yep, that's what they keep saying.
I said new news. All right.
all the data they need.
I got all the
And
data
last
they need.
week, they laid out who is eligible for those boosters for now.
Who?
You're eligible for a booster if it's been 6 months since your second Pfizer shot, and if you fall into one of these categories.
All right.
People over 65, which is hard to acknowledge. Adults, I'm only joking, folks.
I'm only joking.
What the hell what did that even mean? If you're over 65, that's hard to imagine. I mean, that didn't even make sense. There's nothing like analyzing comedy, but
Well,
People
they
over
spent-
65, which is hard to acknowledge. Adults, I'm only joking, folks.
They spent 15 minutes trying to get his sleeve up.
what didn't they? All right.
Adults with certain underlying health conditions like diabetes and obesity, and those who are at increased risk of COVID-19 because of where you work or where you live, like healthcare workers, teachers, first responders, grocery store clerks. If you fall into these categories, you're eligible for the booster.
Aha.
Now, I know it doesn't look like it, but I am over 65. I wish I, way over.
Just serious. Take my wife, please. He's just
And that's why I'm getting my booster shot today. The booster line is if you're fully vaccinated. The bottom line is if you're fully vaccinated.
the. Are you not so glad you took your psychedelics this morning? I mean, serious. Oh, are we on the air?
Yes.
Damn it! Sorry. Yeah. I mean,
Way over.
But-
And that's why I'm getting my booster shot today. The booster line is if you're fully vaccinated. The bottom line is that you're fully
the
vaccinated
booster line is.
and you're highly protected now from severe illness, even if you get COVID-19. You're safe, and we're going to do everything we can to keep it that way with the boosters.
Wait, did he just say you're safe?
But probably.
He just said you're safe. Okay. What about all the breakthrough cases? You're not safe just because you have the vaccine.
Safer.
Safer. He didn't say safer. He said
No,
you're
I get that.
safe.
I get that. And it's almost as though
Words
they
matter.
don't want to know or they don't want to recognize the breakthrough cases, right? Because they're going to happen.
Exactly.
They do happen.
It's like, what's his name? Not Will, was it Chris Rock? I'm vaccinated and I got it. And you should get vaccinated. You want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. I'm totally cool with it. When I listen to these people and what they're saying, it's like, me think thou doth protest too much.
But let me be clear. Boosters are important. But the most important thing we need to do is get more people vaccinated.
Right.
The vast majority of Americans are doing the right thing. Over 77% of adults have gotten at least one shot. About 23% haven't gotten any shots. And that distinct minority is causing an awful lot of us, an awful lot of damage for the rest of the country.
A distinct minority is causing an awful lot of damage for the rest of us.
Yep.
Really? Do you believe that?
No, I don't.
That's just it.
I know.
And again, they keep changing their tune. They keep changing up the numbers. They keep moving the goalposts. They keep lying, shall we say. And again, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Never have been. But I don't know how you can listen to these people when they keep changing their tune. Oh, this just in. Sorry, hang on. It's important. Mitch McConnell also got the booster shot. All right. Well, then now we're in, right? I mean, Mitch McConnell did it. Joe Biden did it.
How many of the congressmen or representatives and senators are not vaccinated, do you think?
No idea, and don't care. But
Can they not be mandated? Well, I guess
no. That's the executive branch can't mandate that the legislative branch do something. That's the thing, is the legislative branch is not doesn't have nor does the executive, legislative, and what's the third one?
Executive, legislative, judicial.
Thank you.
Yeah, the judicial and the legislative branches aren't being mandated, just
Right.
the
No,
executive.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and remember, these are all people working together. Now, he's about to tell you what the percentage of people needs to be vaccinated in this country. Now, if you go back to, let's see, this was May 5th of this year. If you go back to May 5th, the estimate for COVID-19, roughly 70 to 85% of the population will need to be vaccinated to reach herd immunity threshold. All right? That was May 5th. 70 to 85% will need to be vaccinated. When we come back, guess what? Those numbers changed. You're not going to believe this one. Your Daily Mojo continues in a second.
Clear?
Did you hear what he said?
I did not.
Holy shnikes. Alan says, well, they've viewed balance of power as an impediment, not a safeguard against tyranny. No kidding. Although the whole safeguard against tyranny thing ain't working so well.
Yeah.
I liked that Weston Wamp person yesterday. Did you?
Weston Wamp.
Didn't you like him?
Wamp. Yeah, he was smart, dude.
I thought so. Y'all think we should have him back? There.
Well, have we heard the last of R. Kelly?
I don't think so, have we? I mean, you think he's going to get...
Yeah, I'm sure he's getting. I bet he gets life in prison.
Possibly.
Got found guilty yesterday on all counts.
Yeah. Never. Stinky Biscuit's right. There's a lesson there. Never run across the highway. Always use the overpass to run across. I think that's good advice.
Yeah.
Oh, we might fail you.
The Daily Mojo.
All right, Stinky Biscuit on the Twitters there says there is a lesson there. Never run across the highway. Always use the overpass to run across. Exactly. If she'd been going west instead of south.
Yep.
Beaver says, wait, if the shot makes you safe, why did they have to shut down Harvard for breakthrough cases with a 95% vax rate? Beaver, stop questioning things. All right, so it was back in May that it was 70 to 85% needed to reach that. Those were the numbers we were giving by San Fauci and, the CDC and all the other alphabet agencies there. And I believe the president is about to spit out the numbers that will, the new numbers for herd immunity.
This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
I hate that term.
That's why I'm moving forward with vaccination requirements wherever I can. On
I'm moving forward. Wow. Thank you, Stalin.
Wednesday, I'll be traveling to Chicago to talk about why it's so important the more businesses are instituting their own vaccine requirements.
Right.
We know that to beat this pandemic and to save lives,
Here we go.
to keep our children safe, our schools open, our economy going,
Ready?
we need to get folks vaccinated. So please do the right thing. Please get the shots. And it can save your life. It can save
And it can save your life. And it might not.
the lives of those around you. And it's
Right.
easy,
It's easy.
accessible, and it's free.
It's free.
So text your zip code to
Oh, here's where it gets
438829. That's 438829, or visit vaccines.gov to find a vaccination location near you. We can do this. Get vaccinated. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to get my booster shot, and right here, and the major is going to give me the shot.
All right, so he didn't say he must say it when he goes over and sits in the chair. Let me just do this so you can. The new numbers for herd immunity, according to the president, 97 to 98%.
What?
97 to 98% of the population.
No, I haven't any side.
How in the Fnork? 97 to 98%.
I don't anticipate one now. We'll see. Is that high enough for you?
I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Because
She's going to get one. Not, I think she's teaching them.
this is so awkward watching her
Watch. You see her trying to pull up his sleeve?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it takes 10 minutes to get his sleeve up.
just to get because of the hair. And
I started to say, if the dude's wearing a T-shirt, just take the big shirt off,
Right.
dude. Seriously.
We're doing more than every other nation in the world combined. We're going to have.
you think that he really did get the shot there, or do you think it was just like B12?
Continue going. We're going to do our
Look,
part.
dude, do I think they're taking the shots? I think they're taking the shots because I think they think they're safe enough.
Does this, so we have plenty of.
I mean, it's possible. 97 to 98% is now what they're saying we have to reach for herd immunity against COVID-19. 97 to 98%.
And look, dude, we know a lot of people who have taken the shot that didn't have any effect at all. I mean,
True.
any side effects.
No, I agree, but when are they going? I mean, so far it's gone from like what 68, then 70, then 85. Now we're at 96, 98. When do we get to? When do they say everybody has to have it? Every single person, we have to be at 100%, and then
I don't know if they can. I don't know that they will ever get there like that. There are too many states that say that fight against that, or that are fighting against that. There and now look, can they make it where almost everything that you do these days, driving on a federal highway, blah blah blah, require that you be vaccinated? Sure they can. But I don't think that they can make you get it without holding your ass down and poking you.
Whoa. Don't threaten me with a good time. But you see what I'm saying is that we went from a vaccine is going to be great and it's going to, and remember, it was Biden and Harris and the rest of them who, if it's Trump, don't try, not going to get, hell no, not Trump's vaccine, to, oh yeah, you have to get it. And not only that, but everybody has to get it. And when they were at 68%, you're like, all right, there's enough leeway out there. If we get 68%, that's where, herd immunity kicks in. So we don't all have to get it. And are we really going to get herd immunity if animals can still get it? I mean, isn't there something about the container of what do they call that? The
animal container. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if animals can actually get it.
Yes. They've been vaccinating tigers. They've been vaccinating gorillas. I
took my dog to the vet this last week or week and a half ago. I thought he had it. God bless him. He had a respiratory infection because he was hacking and coughing and couldn't clear it. And I'm thinking, geez, please don't let it be COVID.
It's possible. I mean, they can get it. So a reservoir, that's the word I was looking for. So you still have the animal reservoir. We'll never wipe this out. So how the hell do we get to 97, 98%?
They say they're having a hard time hearing me today. Do you have me turned down going out on the video?
I don't know.
Check. Because I can hear me pretty loud and clear on my side, on the iHeart side.
Who's bitching about it?
Rebel Patriot. God bless him.
Kiss a good man's ass. By the way, any technical problems, they would be the fault of Ron Phillips.
That is not true. That's not true.
That's absolutely.
If it's a technical problem having to do with the video side
it's
of this
you.
Broadcast, it's Brad.
It's you. It is not me.
Thank you.
Not me. So remember the lambda variant and the what was the other one? The moo. The moo. Wasn't it the moo? It was the moo.
I guess.
Wasn't it?
I think so. It's fallen into the Animal House here. Right?
I know. What happened to them?
Was that Animal House?
That was Lambda, and that was Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes. So what happened to those?
I don't know.
What happened to the new variants that were supposed to be running rampant by now in the unvaccinated? I mean, seriously, you if you follow their narrative, here we are at the end of September. What, a year and day 566, right? So you do the math. Let me. This is from May 2nd of this year, 3 days prior to the other estimate of 60 to 85%. So three days prior. When will life get back to normal? This is from KHOU Houston. Dr. Hotez says we need 60% vaccinated. Right now, about 50% of Texas adults have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Dr. Peter Hotez says at 60%, we could see a drop in virus transmission. All right. How is this different than so 60%, what did I say? 60%, God, I hate numbers, in Texas, and we're going to see the drop in virus transmission, but nationwide, we have to get to 97 or 98% to get herd immunity. See, the problem is you're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, although I'm probably more credible than you since I did play a dentist once. But you keep hearing these different numbers. They continually throw out different numbers the percentage of people who aren't vaccinated, the percentage of unvaccinated deaths in the hospital, the percentage of people who went into the hospital with something else and then had COVID, and then 30% of those died. They keep just throwing numbers out there, and eventually you go, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. At which point they look at you and say, shut up and get vaccinated. They are doing an amazing job of absolutely flooding the market with numbers, which may or may not have any bearing on anything that we're doing. And then if you go back a year and a half ago, and I put this out there on the tweeters, it's the video on BitChute. Remember I was saying where are the images of the hospitals being overrun? Where are the morgue trucks out there stacked with bodies?
True.
And if you look at that video, that was back at the beginning of everything going to hell in a handbasket. And there was a hashtag called, was it Film Your Hospital? I think that's what it was. So people were going out there and they were shooting videos of these hospitals being empty. Nobody in line. And if you watch that video, it's long. You don't have to watch the whole thing, obviously, but you'll see that they're citizen reporters, if you will, were going out to the hospitals in New York and elsewhere that were said to be overrun and bogged down, and the system was, crazy. And they were going out to these places the next day, and there was nobody there. It's strange. It's very eerie.
Could it be that people were confusing the whole nobody there with we don't have enough beds to accommodate? Because that came through after they started firing all the heroes.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When they started firing all the heroes for not taking the vaccine because they worked their asses off for the last year and a half. Oh, but that's beside the point. Then the beds had to drop because they didn't have enough people to deal with
Right. But this is a year. This is like in March of 2020.
Oh, hell, that was the start. Yeah,
right.
Okay.
And there are videos, there are clips of video on that particular one that I put out there. Again, it's on BitChute. I have no idea how long it'll be up there, but it is amazing that these people went around to like the place in Hawaii. Remember the emergency care clinic where they said that they did the news story and it was like, yeah, we're overwhelmed and blah, blah, blah. And then the next day, a dude goes out there with his iPhone and he's like, well, here's the same place and there's nobody here. The doctor comes out and goes, you have to leave. You have to leave. We were full yesterday, but you have to leave now.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm thinking, I might be calling Bravo Sierra on this whole thing. Because it's really confounding when you cannot find these places that were absolutely packed. That at least that's what they are saying. The hospitals were overrun, people out the door, lines in the street, and there's no video of it. As a matter of fact, there's video of the complete opposite. And then they've just changed the narrative every step of the way. We have very, I don't want to say short memories, but we tend to, we got other things to do, like making a living and stuff like that, paying the mortgage. So you tend to let the other stuff kind of get swept to the back of the brain. But they've done this every step of the way. Every damn step of the way. They've done a fabulous job at scaring the hell out of people. I know of people who are terrified to go back into the work situation because they are literally terrified they will get this and die. Which, who the hell knows? I mean, we know people who've died. But I think I said yesterday, I don't want to. I would rather. Did I tempt fate with this one? Seriously, I mean, at this point, it's like, all right, you know what? If I'm gonna get it and croak, let's just do it.
Oh yeah, you're pushing the fate button right there.
Well, guess what? You'll save this piece of audio. It may be quite profound later. But I mean, I'm taking, precautions. Whenever I go out, I wear a full garbage bag over my head and everything, cut out the eye holes. So
You don't wear a damn mask anywhere you go. I know that for a fact.
I'm back to licking doorknobs.
You might as well. It builds your immunities.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's
That's what I
just
used to tell my kids, man. I used to pick up candy bars on the side of the street, half eaten, and go, oh, shit.
Yes.
Candy. And I'd eat the shit out of it. That built my immunities. Played in the dirt when I was a kid. Built my immunities.
It is just so weird that it is. Let me see if I can find there it is right there. So this is the, again, the hashtag was Film Your Hospital Revisited. It's out there on BitChute. Wasn't BitChute one of those places where you downloaded illegal movies? Remember that? You could download hijacked copies of movies and stuff.
I don't know.
You don't remember that? And all right, so
If you go to the hospital, you may as well just pack it in and die. Because we've been shut down like everybody else has.
Oh.
We've been shut down through the middle of April.
Miss Rush.
You get shelter in place, and you better not be caught on the beach. The turtles can go to the beach, so we can't.
And there's video playing right now of this guy walking around the same hospital
10 feet of anybody else.
where there's nobody there, and this was the same hospital.
Got to go with what the situation on the ground is.
Same hospital that the day previous the news was showing lines out the door. And did you notice and I say this because Project Veritas, did you see the video that they put out here recently about the jab?
I have not.
Oh.
That came out yesterday, right?
Yeah, it
I think
did.
I saw an email come through, but I haven't looked at it.
There is a very similar video in this movie, and how long is this thing? It's like 44 minutes long. But there are healthcare workers in there talking to the interviewers, saying, "Yeah, we had some of the staff down here acting like they were patients. The TV stations wanted to make us look really busy." It clips in there. So they were either lying through their teeth, or the images were designed to make all of us panic. And ta-da, it worked.
So was that a directive to the TV stations from the government,
Beats the
or
crap
was
out of
that
me.
just mainstream media trying to push a narrative?
That's a great question. I have no idea. That's when it starts to sound wackadoodle. Wackadoodle. But I mean, would you be surprised that if that's what had happened? There's a great shot of an entire parking structure being emptied. That's been my question all along. If these hospitals are overrun, then why, when you drive by them, aren't the parking lots just overflowing with cars?
Yeah, it's because people dropped off the sick people and then they left.
Oh. Hadn't thought about it that way. and now they truly are, in some cases, beyond capacity, because people were let go. People were fired because there was no business. Now they're firing people because they won't get the vaccine. That's what's going on in New York. That's the nutty thing, is that up in New York, and we're going to talk with Dan about this, because this is a little scary when you hear this is the unelected governor of New York State here.
Today is a significant deadline. It reflects my priority to just stop this virus dead in its tracks. We are over it. We are done. We want to move on. And the only way we can do that is to ensure that everyone is vaccinated, but particularly individuals who are taking care of the people who are sick. My job number one in this state is to keep people safe. Clear, simple. There's no way to cloud that. There's no gray area. I need to keep people in this state safe.
Okay, is that really the job of a governor? It's certainly not the job that was, Biden was saying that. Are you taking things apart over
Yes,
in your room?
swapping out mics just to see what happens.
Just checking. Is it really the job of a governor to keep people, quote unquote, safe, and then define safe? But that was the same thing Joe Biden said.
They think it's their job.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it is. Like Joe Biden saying his job is to keep the American people safe. No, your job is to make sure that you protect our freedoms. You defend the Constitution of protect and defend the Constitution of the United States, which we've seen how well that goes.
And we'll be nation leading with our mandate, which strikes at midnight tonight, when everyone is expected in a hospital in the state of New York or a healthcare facility to have been vaccinated. I will be signing an executive order to give me the emergency powers necessary to address these shortages where they occur. That's going to allow me to deploy the National Guard, who are medically trained, deploy people who've been retired, who may have had a license lapse, bring in people from elsewhere. That is not my first position, though, my friends. My desire is to have the people who've been out there continue to work in their jobs, work in them safely, and to all the other healthcare workers who are vaccinated, they also deserve to know that the people they're working with will not get them sick.
All right, think about that. The governor of the state is telling the healthcare workers, the people who work in the healthcare industry, right? They work with sick people every day. They work with drugs every day. They work, with surgeons. They work with procedures that keep people safe, that keep people well. And they're being told to take a drug, whatever the hell you want to call the vaccine, the experimental gene, whatever they're being told by a politician, you have to get a vaccine. But you're a politician and they're a healthcare worker. If we're going to talk the whole, hey, you're not a doctor, don't tell me what to do. If we're going to use that argument, why is a governor telling a healthcare worker about their industry?
That's a good question, actually.
It's like, it's not about keeping people safe. It's just not. And if you go and you start watching Wormwood on Netflix, they've never given a shite about yours, anybody else's health. You are just another number in the giant bingo ball machine thingy, right? Right. Are you like taking apart the toaster over there? What the hell are you doing?
I'm not doing. I'm almost done.
Just. You're worse than having like a little kid running around here. I've got to keep an eye on you. You take things apart.
I'm done.
Uh-huh. Preparewithmojo50.com is the website. If you want to, if you don't think after listening to all of that crap that there's some really bizarre stuff coming down the line, then you're like that person on the libs of TikTok. Sometimes I like them.
I just don't want to look like that person.
I'm taping them down, and my pronoun is dirt. And she can vote. At preparewithmojo50.com, get your emergency food supply.
And apparently there was a notice that came out. Let's see if I can find it. Breaking news from Gavin Newsom. California is now permanently a vote-by-mail state.
Yes, it is.
Because we believe in making voting easier and for every voice to be heard.
So there you have it. Preparewithmojo50.com. Save, how much is it? You're going to save $100 on the 3-month emergency food supply. And you can still get the 4-week emergency food supply as well and get some other tools that you'll need for survival when the idiots finally overrun the asylum, which we seem to be getting
closer to
every freaking day. Every freaking day. 101st Airborne Vet says, my first Twitter warning because a pic shows massive tatas, yet I see naked women every damn where. What's the warning they gave to him? We put a warning message on these tweets because they might have sensitive content like nudity, sexual content, violence, gore, or hateful symbols. Are they suggesting that breasts are hateful symbols? And if how does Brandy Love even have a Twitter account? Have you seen some of her tweets?
No.
Let me just tell you, you'll get to know her better than her gynecologist.
Really?
Yes. I was like, whoa.
Wait, Brandy Love.
Brandy Love. Don't you remember? She got kicked out of Turning Point USA. Their big shindig.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
do.
every now and then I followed her because I liked her and I had the notifications turned on. And then every time I looked down, I was like, oh my God. Staring me right in the face. Which I'm not opposed to. I just time and a place for everything. Right?
Right.
Let's be frank in PA. Wackadoodle, $20, same as downtown. Exactly. It's I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. And Beaver says, is Real Ron Phillips worse than Doc Kitty, who walks around putting his ass on everything?
I could be.
It's possible. It's just amazing. And I said this before Biden got into office. They were not going to waste any damn time on ramming the agenda down our throats. And by they, I mean all of them. I mean, look at Lynn Cheney. Why didn't she just unzip the Republican suit and slap on the Democrat suit? There's no difference between any of them anymore, and I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. When you have the President of the United States tweeting out, my Build Back Better agenda costs $0. Wait, what? Instead of wasting money on tax breaks, loopholes, and tax evasion for big corporations and the wealthy, we can make a once-in-a-generation investment in working America, and it adds $0 to the national debt. You know me in numbers. I don't like them, but I'm calling Bravo Sierra on that one, too, as everybody else did that could read. That's the President of the United States. That is where... I'm telling you, it's and like you said, California is now permanent mail-in voting.
Mm-hmm.
And look at all of the inconsistencies that they turned up down in Maricopa County with the mail-in votes. Funny how they didn't waste any time making that change. We also have a story out of Washington State. High school up there has barred the display of flags and banners that are supportive of police, like the thin blue line flags. They have banned those because they have been deemed to be political statements.
So now talking about the police is a political statement.
Yes. However, there you can still fly LGBTQ, whatever, and Black Lives Matter.
And those are not political statements.
Right.
That is some bullshit.
I know. Listen to this one. This was, here's a headline from Fox News. Washington University creates segregated housing specifically for black students. The Black Affinity Housing Program. So they're separating blacks and whites. I swear to you, there are. I wonder, am I like a? Is this hell? Is this purgatory?
Is hell?
If I cut me, shall I not bleed? Wrong me? Do I need to seek revenge? It just, I mean, everything is just out of whack. And by the way, for those of you who was it that said they just returned from like a 6-month hiatus from listening to any talk radio whatsoever, God bless you.
It hasn't changed much.
I don't blame you. I mean, I'm considering not listening for 6 months because this stuff is hurting my brain. Nothing is making sense anymore. And maybe we can get the country back, but it's going to take decades. It's not going to change back in our lifetime, I can tell you that. Short of Yellowstone, well, even then, even if Yellowstone helps us, we ain't going back to the way things were.
True that.
We're just going to be living in mud huts. That'll equal everybody out. More on the way.
Clear. I got Jeffy.
Do you?
Jeffy.
Well, is he going to talk or is he just going to sit there and mumble?
I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to fix my popcorn popper, and I can't quite figure it out. There's something I can't.
What the hell is it with the two of you? You're fixing that.
Anyway.
Ron's over there taking the toaster apart in his studio. I'm just going to start taking stuff apart here.
Look, it's an important piece of my food attire.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. I
popper.
agree with that 100%.
I am just so... I found it really...
What's wrong, baby?
That's
What's
just-
wrong? Did Brandy block you?
Yes, she did.
She didn't block me. That
But
was
she
the
did
problem.
Not block me.
She did.
Oh, okay.
Wait until... Ron, did you turn on notifications for her?
I did not.
I'm telling you, you do that,
I'm not
and
going to.
you look down at your phone and you go, whoa!
Yeah, no, I'm not going to.
It's
turn
like,
on
wow. I thought you had to pay
I have a
for
guy.
that.
I have a guy. Are we on the air?
No, not yet.
No. Well, we're on
Well,
Facebook.
we're on
Okay.
Facebook, yeah.
So, no, but not on the air.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Right.
okay. I have a guy that sends me links to people that he thinks should be banned and that they're hateful content, and it's all naked white chicks and naked black guys with white chicks. It's unbelievable, and it's all on Twitter. Oh well, most of it is on Twitter, but there's Instagram and as well. But most of it is all Twitter accounts. It's incredible. It's just free Pornhub on Twitter.
Now, if I wanted to do some investigation into this, maybe some journalist reporting stuff, well, I mean, where would I look? Technically,
Journalists.
I
I
would-
like journalist reporting. Yeah.
you just stuff.
Yeah,
Just
journalists reporting stuff.
Just journalists
I
reporting
can tell
stuff.
you, I'll tell you off the record, so you know it's not coming from me.
Okay.
You know
All
what I mean?
right, yes.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you if it's me. On the
Right.
record, no, I don't know.
Right.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Off the record, I'll tell you.
All right.
No problem.
All right. I found a pretty incredible video on is this YouTube or Facebook? This is Facebook. PragerU with Jordan Peterson. And it
Boy, that guy is wackadoodle.
you think Jordan Peterson, you think he's wackadoodle?
Not really. No, I was just messing with you. What are you talking about? We go from looking at dudes. We go from looking at porn to Jordan Peterson and PragerU. What?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hang on, we got a minute. Audrey says, wait a minute.
All right.
Audrey says there's no proof of any corruption in the voting. Gavin won because he cuts monthly checks to everyone. If he's gone, then that ends. Yeah, come on. Come on, Audrey. This is like the longest minute of my life.
No kidding. What's going on? I thought we were going on the air.
I'm wasting all the good material right now, and I need to just back off a little bit.
45 seconds.
Oh
I just
man,
need to-
if this is the good material, I gotta go. My popcorn maker needs some work.
Yeah. Okay. Stand by. Stand by, everybody. Stand by. All right. This reminds me of when I worked at Coast 103.
Y'all had this crap in the background.
Yep. What do you,
Did you not
crap?
have- Did you not have to
What
pee all the
crap?
time?
Crap.
Jeez.
Crap my butt.
Looks like New York just wants to fire everyone. Until tomorrow, protect your liberties. Once they're gone, there's no getting them back.
If we weren't so bad,
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss. Do I want to keep my penis? Cat wants some black titties.
we wouldn't be so good. Mojo 50. The mothership has landed.
You know, speaking of TikTok, an outraged dad took to TikTok last week to accuse Google of targeting advertisements to children for a vulgar pornographic game that appears to make light of sexual assault in the game. A boy is challenged to try to undress his stepsister without waking her, presumably to sexually assault her without waking her up either. Hey Google, why is this in your Play Store? TikTok user Michael McWhorter captioned the video game called Love, L-U-V.
Wow.
Which was actually a truck made by Isuzu
Chevy.
for Chevrolet,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was a Chevy love truck. I had one. It was a two-wheel drive, wouldn't climb crap. It's a TikTok account that has apparently been deleted now, but it was there's a screenshot, and one of the images is a dude standing over a bed, and the girl's asleep in the bed, and you've got two choices on the buttons: don't disturb her or help her undress. It's like, it's a trap. It's a trap.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of traps, let's go to the phone and find out if, hello, caller, you're on the air.
I choose help her undress. Which one would you choose?
Oh, no, I'd have to say don't disturb her and walk out of the room.
I mean. That's what I mean. And because you help her undress, that presumes you're going to sexually assault her?
Apparently so.
Okay.
But it's just
All
a
right,
stepsister,
whatever.
so it's not creepy like the Brady's. I mean, you have to look at it that way.
You know, I always thought the stories were false until it happened to me. Anyway,
Dear Penthouse,
Yeah.
I never thought I'd
okay.
be writing you this letter. I was studying last week, and I heard a knock at the door. I opened it to find... Wow. So I was, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, Jeff Fisher,
Hi, Brad.
the host of Chewing the Cud.
Yes, that's what it is. It looks like chewing the fat, but it's really chewing the cud, correct.
And that great podcast. Also, the host and founder of the Talking Walking Dead podcast that at one point had more people. On it, but it's okay.
Oh my God! Did you stop?
It's,
We did
no.
talk about that yesterday. The Talking Walking Dead.
Did we?
Yeah,
you and I
touched
did.
on it. Yeah.
Well, that's why I thought it would be
everybody
nice
is.
to
Hello.
have Mr. Fisher here to discuss the fact that it's sad that I think The Walking Dead may have finally jumped the shark.
Oh, stop it! It's the final season. We're at episode 6 into the final season. We've got another 18, I think 17 or 18 episodes left for season 11. And this last episode was great.
What?
It was one of the best. Last episode was awesome.
The episode with the creepy crawly people in the house, the feral people? That was horrible.
I thought, Brad.
Oh.
I thought seeing. I wish they would have done more of seeing the world through the death, through what's her face's eyes and ears. When it went silent, that was great. You felt like you were part of it, Connie.
Yes.
I mean, to have the world. See the world and feel the world how she does was awesome.
Okay, that part, yes, that element of the episode
okay,
was
so
good.
now, all right,
But
yeah.
the rest of
okay.
it, by the way, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen the latest episode of The Walking Dead, if you're one of the 7 people still watching it. It is,
There's a lot more than that, my friend. Now, the cable, if you want to break down cable numbers, while all of cable is down, Walking Dead is still the top show. Although, I know that there are, there 4 days of 14 to 18 million are gone. However, when you look at them having between 6 and 9 million on AMC Plus, those numbers are still strong. Back to you, Brad.
Wait, are you suggesting that The Walking Dead brings in more viewers than Rachel Maddow?
Yes.
Oh my God, yes. Absolutely.
Yes. They're both equally scary.
That dude. Okay.
Yeah, that dude. No, seriously, I mean,
a good deal too, by the way.
why in the hell would they? Why would there be feral people walking around on all fours in the middle of a zombie apocalypse? Well, I mean, what's the?
Why wouldn't there be? I mean, I don't understand. This group of family people in this house had been surviving, living on people. They knew they couldn't eat walkers. They would go out and hunt and drive people to the house and then eat them. What is so inconceivable about that?
That made them walk around on all fours?
Wait, Wait, inconceivable. Is that a word? Yes, it is. It is now.
You've become one of them. You see, you're what's wrong with the television industry now. It's just there. I said it. I said it out loud. You're part of the problem. We have.
I am part of the problem.
It is just you're promoting this this ludicrousness, this ludicrosity. People are not going to be walking around on all fours during the zombie apocalypse.
Well, when you say people, it's like one family, one group. There's always going to be freak shows out there. We've had freak shows our entire lives.
Hell, we are
run
a freak
across
show.
one thing.
Wait a minute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, are you suggesting that in the zombie apocalypse there are going to be people who are still into feet? Because I
Yes.
refuse to believe that.
Yeah.
No. That disgusting fetish will be gone.
Oh no, they'll eat the feet. I'm just saying.
No. It's just
I will say that I think this probably wouldn't, as you know, as far and we talked a little bit about this on Talking Walking Dead, which you can listen to weekly if you just subscribe to Chewing the Fat. You'll know when the show drops every week. I will say that it does seem less plausible that this would happen this far into the apocalypse. Somebody would have come along and wiped them out already, because we're about at least 10 years and probably 12 to 15 into the apocalypse now, right? Into the end of time. So they've been hanging out that long. Seems like that's, a little far-fetched, but I enjoyed it. And, they're in the middle of nowhere, and so it was fun.
All right. So you still haven't convinced me about the feral people walking around on all fours. Let's see if you can do a better job with trying to explain to me why the Reapers are even frightening at all. Because I'm sorry, they're just. Biden's scarier than they are.
It's just a side note group that has become noticeable because of Leah, the girl who was in love with Daryl back in the woods, when she was trying to get away from them.
Yeah.
And now she's back to them, and, Pope, the head guy, is, a crazy mercenary guy, and they've been surviving, killing people, making the world theirs. It's just a small mercenary group, just like they always were around the world. You heard his story a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, where he gave you the story of their group and how they came about. So, it's just, but it'll give you it's a side note into the Commonwealth and a war with either CRM or the Commonwealth in the future as they come and knock them down.
All right. So far we have a weird bunch of people walking around on all fours. We have a group of like 6 mercenaries. There's 6. Maybe there's
actually
8.
No. You heard Daryl last night. I believe there's like 24 or 25 of them. There's at least 2 dozen, maybe more.
We haven't seen, the most we've seen sitting around is like 12, maybe.
I'm sorry, we haven't seen the rest of the group. They're there.
How do you know that?
They've said that they were there. Oh. You are seriously. I'm going to get back to my popcorn. Popper in a moment.
Ron just joined the conversation with something like "wow." What was it that was you were wowing on?
Welcome, Ron.
Ron, we woke you up from his nap. So
no, you didn't.
What would you say? Wow,
I'm just letting you guys have your moment.
Well, come on, this is the apocalypse.
Yeah, it's the apocalypse. Yeah. Although it's possible that he did wake. That's his just woke up.
Yeah.
Wow.
It does.
Wow.
It does.
I used to work with a guy that would fall asleep like that, and every morning when he'd fall asleep, he'd watch him fall asleep, and just before his head would hit the mic, he would wake back up and go, You'd hear,
If you watch
But it didn't matter what was happening.
If you watch the fails compilations on YouTube, the people who are on roller coasters and they scream and they end up passing out, and their head just like lolls around, and then they
wake up and they realize where they're at.
Yeah,
and they go,
they scream again, and then they pass out again. That's awesome. These are the things I've been having to do lately, just not to watch the news. I've been having to watch compilations of cat videos. I've been, which is why I'm so upset about The Walking Dead, because that was my escape. That was how I got away from it all, and it was good, solid, quality entertainment of the undead. And now it's turning into, I don't know, it's turned into a.
Well, I will say that there's so much great content out there to watch that, remember, I mean, in the last 11, 12 years, how much great content has come about. It is awesome. I mean, it's overwhelming, the stuff that we're able to watch now. And so, The Walking Dead has got a mighty hill to climb. And are they climbing that hill every week? No. Are they coming close? Yeah, they're coming close. It's their final season. They're knocking it out. Plus, we have Fear. We've got the Walking Dead universe. We're still making the films. I mean, how much do I have to stick up for?
Well,
my God.
I want to know how much they're paying you. So you think the films are going to happen? You think
I'm hoping that check does come through, actually.
They did send you a Negan bat, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
Do you think the movies are going to happen?
I would say my gut right now says no. But Maximus, my son, who is on the podcast with me, he believes yes, and he continues to. The last big story I read with Gimple, and Scott Gimple is in charge of the entire Walking Dead universe. He sounded in this interview like it was going to happen, but I read the article and it sounded like it was BS to me. When I read the article, it was he was promoting the movies still happening, but reading between the lines, which is what I do a lot on Chewing the Fat, and it sounded like BS. I don't think they are.
The thing I remember about the Talking Walking Dead podcast, there used to be a guy in there who was really detail oriented. He used to, I mean, he would like nail the details. What happened to him? Did she still?
He passed away. No, we lost him. We lost him.
That's very sad.
It was sad. It was sad. And it is. And I wish, man, if we could just bring him back if you could bring someone back from, I don't know, say the dead, we could have him on again, but we just couldn't.
That sounds like a tall order right there. I don't.
No way.
And I'm looking at a picture of Negan too, and I'm thinking Negan is hiding with the survivors of Alexandria, hiding from the Reapers, and Negan is meaner than the Reapers. This is why it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, apparently you have not watched the last couple seasons as Negan has evolved and become a kinder, gentler Negan. He's still Negan, and he still breaks down in Negan. And in fact, we've seen glimpses of the old Negan. But, in the days of back in the Rick days, we absolutely talked about this on the podcast. It's almost as if you listen.
What's the name of it again? I can't remember. It's
you would have seen. They wouldn't have been hiding like that, or they would have hid and come out.
Right.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't have. They snuck out the back, and they didn't come back around. It was kind of sad, actually. That was sad.
See,
I'll give you that.
See, there were like 4 of them down there, 4, and then you had Daryl up top. So there's 5 of them, and how many of the Reapers were there? 3.
I know.
It's like, wait a minute, why'd they jump out and just kick their ass?
I know. It did seem a little strange then.
This is adding to my anxiety level.
That's a little frustrating. There.
This is really,
never mind that. Go back to the episode coming through Connie's deaf ears and going to silence. I love that, actually. I wish they would have done more with that. I wish that in the end of the Connie scene, when she opens the door and lets the walkers in to take the ferals, the crawling around people. Yeah. When she opens the door, I would have liked to have seen the door open and heard the walkers come in, and then go back to silence, whether they take the camera into Connie's eyes and then back out. But I would have liked to have had silence there and just watched the fight, the walkers and the Reapers in silence. I think it would have made it more horrifying. But that's just me. Nicotero directed the episode. Apparently, he has some idea of what he's doing. He didn't call me. I'm a little bummed.
Here's the thing about that. I was really kind of freaked out when when the actress who plays Connie went on what's the show, The Walking Dead Live, whatever.
Yeah,
it
the
is.
show that follows. Yeah, the show that follows.
Yeah,
it.
that
Yeah.
one. And when she spoke, she sounded like a gay man. That to me was just I just didn't see that one coming at all. It was like,
I know. Hey, it's 2021 or 2022 or whatever the hell year it is.
Right.
You can sound however you want to sound. Okay.
well, that's an interesting choice for somebody to be voicing her words for her.
That was
All
a
right.
fantastic choice. Not everybody gets to make that choice. Damn Hollywood, man.
It was, it was,
That was awesome.
definitely interesting. All right, and
That was really
since
funny.
we're talking about entertainment, some real entertainment, and you didn't know about this until yesterday, the final season of Goliath.
I know.
Jeez,
it
I
was
started
awesome
watching
on
that.
Amazon Prime.
Right?
Yeah.
It was. I thought that the 3 was it. I hadn't heard that 4 had that they actually even made it.
Well, the
Yeah.
dude,
And I
the
saw- I
dude
went
gets
back-
shot. And then you're thinking, wait a minute.
Or did he?
Yeah, well, I started
No,
watching
right.
the first
Right.
part of season 3.
Don't tell anybody. So,
What are you talking about? They dropped the whole season at once. Get over it.
They did drop it
just
all.
Yeah,
saying,
you
if
can't
somebody
spoil.
hasn't seen it, just a spoiler alert, just a common courtesy, just a little warning.
I hate that more than anything on the planet. Spoiler alert stuff. Just watch the show.
Well, and
So what if you know what's going to happen? Get yourself involved in the show and get into it. It's still fine.
the coolest part
Okay,
is
I
that
can't-
they shot it. They moved the show, the setting up to San Francisco, and they shot it like an old detective movie, film noir,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of cool.
What did you just call me?
Yeah, exactly.
Not. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I refuse to be called that in public.
Let me put something out there. You tell me what you think, because this is these
Okay.
are the things I think about when I'm watching it. Because J.K. Simmons, we are farmers. Dun, 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 dun. That guy plays the villain,
Yeah.
and he's a mean
yeah.
villain. And I'm sitting there thinking, all right, how many people have called that have farmers insurance and have canceled their insurance, going, I'm sorry, but he's a dick. The guy you have working for you is an ass, and I can't buy my insurance because it's happened.
Did you not see him in Whiplash? Come on.
But
Yeah, I mean-
it's happened.
Without a doubt.
Somebody's canceled farmers insurance because he's an asshole. He has people killed. Right?
I'm sure that the benefit of him being a sponsor to them far outweighs one Millie from Montana calling to cancel her insurance.
There's a
'Cause,
lot
I mean,
of Millies from Montana.
I know there's a lot of Millies, but I think in today's world we believe there's more Millies than there actually are.
They get a lot of
You know,
attention.
that's- I mean, we used to get one email at the radio station, and the world would go down. We've got to do it. The listeners are upset. No, it's one email. What are you talking about?
That's a good
In
point.
today's world, it's you see one tweet. The world, we've got to adapt. It's one tweet. Shut up. I don't understand. It's just one person. Scroll. Keep scrolling. You'll find another one that likes it. I don't understand.
It's
Anyway, it's been really good. It was fun to watch. I didn't realize that it had dropped, and I watched more than I probably should have last night, and I forced myself to stop so that I could actually go on with my life, or I would have just stayed up all night and watched all 8 episodes. But it was good to see it, and we have there's great shows coming up, right? You've got Many Saints of Newark coming up at the end of the week. The Sopranos prequel
that's right.
on HBO is going to be awesome, and we better find out. They better address the Antonio bullcrap. I am still so pissed about that. Every promo says Antonio Soprano. For all the seasons of The Sopranos on HBO, his name was Anthony freaking Soprano.
That's a good point.
And now it's Antonio, and it's driving me insane.
Well,
anyway,
it's a
hopefully
prequel
they'll address it.
because so at some point he probably kills somebody for calling him Antonio.
Good. I hope so. I want to see it. I want to see the person beheaded. And from now on, I'm Anthony.
See, that's the thing.
We have. Have you caught? Have you been watching Only Murders in the Building on Hulu?
Yes.
With Steve Martin
Oh,
and
that
Dennis
is
Short and
so
what's her
good.
face?
Selena Gomez.
What's her face? Yeah, Selena Gomez. What's her face?
She's good.
And
I mean,
I can't figure out. I can't decide if she's good or if she's bad, but she's so bad it's
no,
okay.
She's good. She's a good little actress.
I
think.
Okay.
What was she like?
Okay,
Was
all
she
right,
like
whatever.
a Disney star or something? Didn't she? Was she like the
Selena Gomez?
iCarly or something? Was she iCarly?
Selena Gomez? Yeah, she.
Who was
Was
she?
She's
she
an
Disney?
illegal alien. She snuck across the border. What are you talking about, Selena Gomez? She's been a huge star.
What was she? Was she a Disney thing?
Forever.
I mean, but she's been a singer. But was she like a Disney thing? I mean, was she
Yeah.
like 101 Dalmatians girl or something like that? Moana?
Actually,
She was,
I'm not
she
sure
was-
where she got her whole star.
Barney and Friends.
Where she started.
She was on Barney?
Barney and Friends. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Lord.
Yeah, she's been a child star
And
forever.
and she was Alex Russo in the Disney Channel television series Wizards of Waverly Place. There
Okay,
you
that's
go.
where I know her from.
There you
Loved
go.
that show.
Anyway, the Only Murders in the Building is been fun to watch. The 9 Perfect Strangers.
Did you
on
finish it?
Hulu. Really good. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't. I would have liked to. I would have ended it differently, but they didn't call me. And
What was wrong with that ending? I thought it was good.
The ending was okay. The ending was predictable. So, and that's what everybody wanted, was that happy little, hoo-ha ending. Okay, whatever. I would have ended it a little bit different, but, whatever. They didn't call me. That's fine.
Wow.
And they apparently know what they're doing. So, all right, do what you're going to do.
They shot that in Australia. And they shot it at a place that you can rent.
I'm aware. Thank you.
You can rent the place that they were like the little fitness center, the meditation place.
Most places where they film, you can rent if you have enough money.
Well,
That's
not
part
if it's a
of the deal.
studio. I mean, it was like
Yes,
in
you
Walking
can.
Dead, you can't
That's
go
how
rent
they
the
make
dump.
their money.
That's it. Nah, I
You-
feel like
Brad,
Hilltop.
if you have enough money, you can film anywhere. That's the deal. If you went down to Georgia as the devil,
Looking for us
and you
always do.
said,
Thank you.
Thank you. And you said, hey, I want to film here. You think The Walking Dead are not going to let you film there? Shut up. Of course they will.
They're gonna want stuff in return, though. I don't know.
Yes, they are. It's called money.
Well, this has been a fun little jaunt into not the real world. I like it. I mean, the psychedelics are like in full. They fully kicked in my brain, and this has been.
Hopefully mine will kick in 100% soon because I desperately need it.
And finally, just one last question: are you going to pony up the money to go to England next year to see the ABBA experience in the Queen's Park?
I want to.
I do too.
It'll be exciting.
I would
it'll
love
be really
to.
exciting. But they're gonna. Aren't they? They're coming here too, right? Aren't they doing a show or two here?
I don't
Seriously,
think so.
no joke.
No, I don't
Is
think
it
so. I
just a
think they're
European
just doing
thing?
the thing in England, and then it might tour, but it's going to be there for like 3 years. So hell, by the time that happens, they might be dead. I mean,
Yeah, they
hell,
might be.
We might be.
It'll be like the Oak Ridge Boys in Branson, Missouri. Their latest album, the Front Porch Singing. Yeah, it's the Front Porch Singing, so they can do the show in the rocking chairs. That's what it's all about.
All right, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Fisher, chewing the fat and also talking Walking Dead, and he's also available for birthday parties, I'm told.
Yeah.
So if you need some balloon animals, he's happy to come over. That may be just a rumor.
A free exchange of ideas. Mojo 50.
Clear. All right, we got Andros coming up.
Yep. Oh. Oh yeah, in Yellowstone. Oh, look at all those. Holy shnikes.
What?
My screen just keeps going.
Oh.
I think it speaks volumes that I just figured out that I am more attracted to Negan than Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I've got Dan.
How come you always have Dan?
I just do.
Why can't I
He comes-
ever have Dan?
He comes to me first.
Fine. That's
Dan.
just fine. Dan, the world is falling apart.
I'm uncomfortable. You guys both have me.
It's like the Will Smith, Jada Pinkett thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a little weird to read. I guess at some point, though, when you have it all, you're like, hey, what else? It's like that the rumor about Mick Jagger and David Bowie. You know, that they were a thing, and I thought, maybe they were, but I guess at some point when you're a rock star like that, and you have every woman in the world throwing themselves at you, and you're like, wow, this is boring. Hey, I wonder what David Bowie's like. I mean, those are the things they have to think about is, big rock stars, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I just want to hop in there. No, you don't have to think about that.
Oh, hold on. Where I had the doggone it. Where is? There we go. Oh, yeah.
What are we talking about?
I want to talk about the New York governor. The unvaccinated that aren't listening to God.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Wow. All right, stand by.
The Daily Mojo.
Wow, Melissa, Mississippi, she just had a revelation, an inner look into her inner self. I think it speaks volumes that I just figured out that I am more attracted to Negan than Jeffrey Dean Morgan. See, there's something about there. Yeah, it's Bad Boys. It's Bad Boys. That's why women love you, Ron. You're such a bad boy.
Oh, that's why.
That's what it is. Let's see here, and no one else is saying anything worth listening to. So let's go to our next guest. Is the winner of $1 million from our weekly drawing. And oh no, I'm sorry, that's the next hour. This time it's Dan Andros joining. Are you on the road? It sounds like you are in your car somewhere.
I am in my car somewhere. I hate to reveal where, but
I know it's top secret.
It's a fine establishment. Say that with of food and Mexican fare. It's just a wonderful place, even in the morning.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't it a little early for Mexican food? Or maybe it's never.
It's never too early for Taco Bell. As I'm looking at the sign right now, it says they're open for breakfast.
There was
at least now we know where he's at.
There was a place, I grew up in Lancaster out in California, and there was a small chain, just a couple, they were privately owned, called Noggles, Naugles, and they made an awesome egg and cheese burrito that we would go out and we'd get at 2 a.m. It was fabulous. And so it's never too early for Mexican food. All right.
Absolutely.
So up in New York, things are, I guess you could qualify them as weird. The governor, the unelected governor there, has declared that unvaccinated Christians are not listening to God. It's
Do you guys have the clip? I don't know if
yes.
you have the clip.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and
there's some stuff in
play
here we got to
this.
go over.
All right, here. Let me just hit play.
We
on
have
this.
to get this community back.
And tell me when to stop.
What we went through this pandemic.
It's 2 minutes long, so do you want to play the whole thing first, or?
Just go for like a minute or so. Let's see. I don't know what you have. There's one part I want to stop at. But...
All right, you just holler if I get to it.
I believe that, especially when I talk to young people who weren't able to have their graduations from high school or a normal life for the last 18 months. I say to them, whatever comes your way in life, you are stronger. You are more resilient. God let you survive this pandemic because he wants you to do great things someday. He let you live through this when so many other people did not. And that is also your responsibility. But how do we keep more people alive? We are not through this pandemic. I wished we were, but I prayed a lot to God during this time. And you know what? God did answer our prayers. He made the smartest men and women, the scientists, the doctors, the researchers. He made them come up with a vaccine. That is from God to us. And we must say, thank you, God. Thank you. And I wear my vaccinated necklace all the time to say, I'm vaccinated. All of you. Yes, I know you're vaccinated. You're the smart ones. But you know there's people out there who aren't listening to God and what God wants.
Wow.
You know?
That seems like a good pause point.
It is a good pause point. It gets better. Now, it's interesting because she's kind of, look, as a Christian, I at least appreciate that she's considering God. Okay,
Right.
so I appreciate that, and she's hovering around some good thoughts on God, basically saying God's in control. But then she shifts, into the whole you're the smart ones, and I guess that means everyone who hasn't been vaccinated are the dumb ones.
Right.
And and so she goes into shaming. So she shifts from let's trust God. God allowed you to live. You have a purpose. Like, I'm kind of down with some of that, but then she just goes right off the rails, and she's instead of just saying like, look, these are the circumstances. Because God, people. We had a sermon over the weekend from my pastor talking about the Beatitudes and bless those, and he was talking about blessings, and so people kind of misconstrue the idea of a blessing, and it's like they think of it as stuff, right? And it's really more your internal, like your state, your contentment with whatever the circumstance is that God has given you. So I'm kind of down with what she was, but that's her framework. That I can see after she keeps talking that her framework is not the actual same framework I have. So we kind of had a Venn diagram overlap for a moment there, but then she went back into her own circle. But I think you need to keep going because she's, so she's sort of shaming here, by calling the smart ones the ones who are vaccinated, and you're not listening to God. But you got to go for a couple more seconds here, and then I'll tell you when to stop. Because there's a great moment coming up.
All right, here we go.
You know who they are. I need you to be my apostles. I need you to go out and talk about it and say we owe this to each other. We love.
So she wants them to be Gladys Kravitz's.
Well, so she says, I want you to be my apostles. And so I'm thinking this from the biblical sense. Now, where is she putting, if she has apostles, what is she in this analogy?
Right. Yes. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Oh, that's a damn good point, actually.
Yep.
She is God in this analogy. She is Christ. So, so maybe that's how she knows people aren't listening to God.
Wow.
Because apparently she's God.
Wow.
So, I'm not comfortable at all with this,
wow.
Line of thought from a governor. And again, I mean, she's shaming people. I think she goes on more with the shaming and, you're harming people, blah, blah, blah. I forget exactly what she said, but, you heard it already. You're the smart ones. And I mean, this whole positioning of it has just increased. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw Kyrie Irving, he's a little off the rails on a lot of things. I think he was a flat earther guy for a while. But he's just simply talking about choice and saying, hey, look, people should have their own choice to do what they want. And they're getting crucified. He's getting crucified for this. And, Carson Wentz on the Colts, like they're giving him grief for not being vaccinated. And it's like, I'm troubled by the level in which people have bought into this idea that you are dooming society if you don't get vaccinated. We've got 75% of the country is vaccinated. I think we talked about last time, the rates are going up, but still, if vaccine works, which it does by and large, you are pretty safe with the vaccine. And so the people who don't get it, they're not presenting this big danger to society. They are taking more of a risk than people who do get vaccinated, just by the statistics.
Well, and
but that's a choice we make. That's a choice you make.
Did you hear that now the new number that we have to hit for us to go back to normal for herd immunity? Did you hear the latest 96 to 98%?
That's it. Just 98%.
It's like, wait.
I mean, Brad, if we have to get to 98% to get back to normal, if that is the standard, no way they're going to have, thugs, police thugs going around strapping people down and jamming needles into their arms. No way that's going to happen if we've got to get to 98%.
Which,
I mean, you can't get 98% of people to agree that the sky is blue.
No.
I mean, how are you going to get? I mean, you should be thanking God that you've got 75%. If you're pro-vaccine, you should be thanking God that you got 75% of Americans vaccinated. I think we talked about the other week that the polio vaccine. I mean, we only had like 56% of people after 6 years. That's polio.
It's
and
just so weird because if you again, she tries to say that those the people that have been vaccinated are the smart ones, and she tries to again cast aspersions on the unvaccinated. But if you stop and you just think, whether you're vaccinated or not, if you stop and think about, the statement that we have to get 96 to 98%, it's like, okay, that's not going to happen. And why would they even come out and say that?
This is why, look, everyone loves the idea of socialism. They love the idea that we can all pool everything together. But the problem every single time, and every single time it's failed, and the reason it's failed is because all of these politicians at the top, like Joe Biden saying 98% of people need to do X, you will not get 98% of people to do anything, as we just established. And so what has to happen? You have to enforce it. You have to enforce it at the barrel of a gun. And that's why socialism always ends up failing, always ends up leading to increased government control and communism, because it's just by necessity. That's why freedom is better. That's why you have to be okay with people making their own choices. Because otherwise, I mean, it's the, first they came, for this group, and I didn't say anything. First they came for this group, and I didn't say anything. Go ahead and do that. Apply that now, because if you don't stand up, if you're in this, I'm wearing the vaccine thing around my neck and just to shame everyone else, if you guys don't stand up for the right to choose your own destiny, you're going to be regretting that the next time it comes around and they're coming for you on something you don't want.
Exactly.
And it will. It's only a matter of time.
Well, and they've started firing apparently the healthcare workers, and again, there's another
the heroes.
I was going to say the irony is just, it's mind blowing. Within the space of 12 months, probably less, they went from vaunted heroes on billboards and everywhere else in the spotlight to being pariahs. It's I don't even know what to say.
It's because, I mean, think about it. You're a nurse or something, some medical worker, and you're feeling the warm glow of backing in the government approval of your heroic work. And you just think, this is great, I'm going along with whatever they say. And then the minute you disagree, that's a perfect example of what we just said. They will throw you right under the bus. 2 minutes ago, you were a hero. They don't care. You're not doing what they want you to do. Get in. You're getting thrown to the gulag. It's ridiculous.
Last hour, we talked about the fact that this governor, Hochul, she is a politician. And I mean, that's her gig. And she is turning around and telling these healthcare workers that, and being a healthcare worker, that's their gig. And she's telling them that if you don't, if you don't do something that is, I guess, how do I frame this? We have a politician telling a healthcare worker how to do healthcare. In other words, that is the irony of all of this is, it's amazing to me.
It's amazing, and also too, and I can't remember. Apologies if we've talked about this, but the other side of that is Biden, again, when he said the 96 to 98% thing, he was citing, hey, I'm not the scientist. I'm just going with the scientists.
Right.
And that's another troubling trend to me, is that your job as president is to be a leader. You're supposed to listen to the experts. Yes, you listen to experts. You take their advice, but you have to weigh in multiple factors, right? You can't just go, well, the science says if we drive SUVs, we're going to harm the planet. So I guess we've got to just vaporize all the SUVs. Like, use your brain, you're the leader. You're the one we voted in. You have to make wise judgments considering multiple factors. But they just want to punt over and say, science, it's science. I mean, that's almost as disturbing a trend as all the socialism stuff to me, is just this deferring to whatever science says, because I don't trust. Look, scientists are fallible too. And I mean, we've seen.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
I know.
They're coming for you.
Yes. That was sacrilege. That was sacrilege. I'm sorry.
You can't.
But yeah, no, this deferring to the experts is a disturbing trend, because, I mean, look, these scientists, no one questions them. No one questions Al Gore, who's gotten insanely rich off of peddling this stuff. No one questions these scientists who the only way they're going to get grants is if they show how scary global warming is. No one questions this stuff. And time again, we learn new things, and they're like, oh, remember that global ice age thing we were talking about? Just kidding. We got a new thing now. And it's like they just shift the goalposts, and everyone's just like, hey, science. Like, guys, it's, we don't know everything, guys. There's a lot of things you're assuming, and we all know what happens when you assume.
Yep. The amazing, there are so many amazing aspects to all of this, but if you just go back over the timeline, if you just look at the highlights of the headlines from 2 months ago, and then from 4 months ago, and 6 and 8 and so on, you can see the narrative changing. Now those they're supporting the insanity, which, well, that's because the science has been changing along the way. But the fact that I've never seen science change so often, and in some cases so dramatically, and I mean, it's amazing to me that they have and they can't admit that, well, this is, we're venturing into new territory. We don't know what the effect is, because they have to say, no. We've, as far as the vaccine is concerned, we know what it's going to do. We know it's not going to hurt anybody because we testing. Well, then how come all of this stuff keeps changing every month or two? And how did the herd immunity thing change so drastically? That was the one that got me. I've just been giggling ever since.
Yeah, and look, the new numbers out now. People are apparently rushing to get their kids because they've fear-mongered so much about Delta. People are rushing to get their kids. Because remember, the headlines were all, hey, the kids are getting affected bigger than in the past with this Delta variant. It's really damaging the kids. And then you go down a few paragraphs and you read, well, that's what scientists are concerned about. It's too early to say on the numbers.
Right.
So the headlines all left people with this impression that Delta was ravaging kids. And, and then now the result of that is people are running out and they're actually lying about the age of their kids so that they can get them, because you're not, it's not approved under certain ages or whatever. So they're lying about the age of their kids so they can get them the vaccine. But remember, it's like 99.995% of kids survive COVID. I mean, that's in the UK, that's in America.
Right.
And even the Delta variant. And so it's not a threat to them. It's not a serious threat to them. But the vaccine, one area it has shown to be problematic and having a recurring problem is the myocarditis, the enlarged hearts.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And so, and I'm sure all of us have seen, I have a couple friends in my Facebook circles that gave their, young teenagers, high school kids, the vaccine, and they had the enlarged heart thing. Now they survive it, but that's scary. That's really scary. And so, but anyway, they're following the science supposedly, and they're leading people into this, and they get no consequences for it.
Well, and that was actually a meme. I think it was a Reuters headline meme about the myocarditis. And each headline was, I think, a month apart. And the first headline was no evidence that vaccine is linked to myocarditis. The second headline a month later was scientists investigating link between vaccine and myocarditis. And then a month later, CDC to issue a warning about the link between the vaccine and myocarditis. In the course of 8 weeks, it went from nah to be careful. It's like everything else is just it's so. I wonder what planet I'm on sometimes.
Well, and remember, I mean, I'm thinking about, as we're talking about the vaccine, I'm thinking now I'm going back to the origin stuff. And I mean, remember, we were told, I mean, you were, I think, demonetized or pinged on YouTube and Facebook if you dared suggest this came anywhere other than from a bat, which wasn't proven. Which was never proven. That was a theory. And so, it took Jon Stewart coming out and doing that great, rant on the Stephen Colbert show. I don't know if you guys recall that, where he was mocking, saying the name of the virus is the lab. It's the lab. It's the same name as the lab. And there's just so much logical sense there. And China blatantly lied about it. And so, it's shocking to me that we have to listen to all this stuff that people can't just accept and say, hey, let's let all these ideas fly, right? Like you have to be okay with, there's going to be people who peddle misinformation. That is going to happen. You cannot create a perfectly sanitized world where everything that gets posted on the internet or everything that's said out of the public sphere is 100% true. It's just never going to happen. It's a utopia. And again, we're seeing like this microcosm, this small version of socialism going into communism on the big tech platforms. It's like a perfect microcosm of what happens with socialism. They have this idealistic view of we just need all true information on the internet and on our platform. And so therefore we're going to, censor everything until it comes out perfect. And then they just end up banning everyone that doesn't agree with them.
Remember the Hunter Biden laptop.
Yeah, and look, at CB, the Hunter Biden laptop is. It's 100% true, and even now they try to refer back to it. I saw the New York Times had to update their story. They called it like dubious reporting or something. Like, dubious. It was correct.
Yes.
It's 100%. Now you can argue how relevant it was to the campaign, whatever, but it was accurate reporting. Like it was his laptop, wasn't made up.
And
it was actually his.
And then the New York Times just a couple of days ago printed the story about one of the Proud Boys texting with his FBI handler from the so the FBI knew what was going on. It's like every stinking story we've been lied to about everything across the gamut of everything.
And here's a great one, Brad. We have this on our YouTube channel, on the CBN YouTube channel, if you want to check this out. I did an interview I have a friend who I reported on a few years ago. We've stayed in touch, and every now and then when something with Haiti comes up, I talk to her because she's a Christian missionary to Haiti. Her family has a lot of ties there. She goes there all the time. She knows so many people there, knows a lot about Haiti. Mm-hmm. She's also a rancher. So when the Haitian migrants flooded into the border, I was like, oh, I got to call Kate because she's Haitian pretty much, and she's also a rancher. So this story about the border
whipping.
patrol on the horses, the whipping. I'm sure you guys have covered this, but it's split range. But the interesting thing here, we know the media lies. We know they're going to spin it. They call it whipping. Biden suspends the guys. It's ridiculous, and the whole thing is ridiculous. But go ahead and look at I think Fox News had reports. This was yesterday. I don't know if anybody's done it since, but as of yesterday, none of the fact checkers had bothered to cover that story. None of them had bothered. Not PolitiFact, not USA Today. Now, again, it might have changed. They might have posted something, but according to the Fox News report that I read yesterday, they had not covered it. And that doesn't surprise me. I think we've talked about this, is that what they cover is just as important as how they cover it. They always fudge they're basically spinsters. They're basically political spinsters for the most part. Every now and then they have one that's relatively sane. But they just don't even bother to cut. Like, the media made this up. They completely made up the whipping thing. Joe Biden suspended these guys for doing nothing wrong. They, at least that we could see, they did nothing wrong. They were trying to stop people. They're not Walmart greeters at the border, guys. Like they're not supposed to just say, "Hey, how do you do? Come on in. Here's our sales on aisle 4." Like,
it's still not on PolitiFact.
A border patrol agent is meant to turn them around and make them go back.
It still doesn't look like it's up there. Wait a second. Hang on a minute. What we know about images of Border Patrol and Haitian immigrants. If your time is short, blah, blah, blah. thousands for
Well, the media has reported because the actual person who photographed the images
Yes.
came out and said, no one whipped anyone. I didn't see anyone whip anybody.
Right.
There's no whips. But they still go, whipping like motion. Like, no, that's split range. That's how you make the. But Kate explained all this on that video on YouTube. If you go to our channel and search whip or something like that, you'll find it. But
That's what I do usually each day is go to the CBN YouTube channel and search for whips.
Whips.
It's just a little different, but hey,
That
whatever.
will get you in a jam.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, well, I'll find that and tweet it out there as well. It's just I've never seen, and I don't think I've ever heard of the world being a crazier, more insane place than it is right now. I mean, it's
yeah, I'm with you, Brad, and I think the main reason is the detachment from truth. And we've there's always been political spin, right, on both sides. We know that that's going to happen, but I really feel like men can get pregnant. I mean, we're literally testing the waters of 2 + 2 is 5, and that to me is the big change. And people are willing to just roll into this fake territory, these fake realities.
It's bizarre.
And that's trouble.
It is
It's
bizarre.
trouble.
All right, there he is, at Dan Andros on the Twitterverse out there and over at faithwire.com. And do you have you have your Taco Bell? Are you ready to go back, sit down, and have breakfast, healthy breakfast?
It's still open for breakfast. I'm walking in right after we get off this call.
All right, buddy. Be well. Don't let them get them before they get you up there, and we'll talk again next week.
What do you mean it's let's go?
That is it, my friends. It just really is bizarre. Everything, for whatever reason, that's hit me a lot this morning, that everything we've heard is a lie.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. That's the end of your Daily Mojo for Tuesday. Today happens to be the almost last day of September -2, otherwise known as the 28th. Did any of the lessons stick? Gosh, that's a good question. Let's see here. Melissa, Mississippi. What is wrong with science changing as long as it is explained to the layman? It's not. I know science changes. It's always changed. I've just never seen it change every 30 days. I mean, usually science takes a while to change. A few months, maybe a few years. But it's like, wow, it changed over the course of 4 weeks, and it changed drastically. President-elect James, and I'll admit, after knowing of all the other lies, I'm a little skeptical to begin with. President-elect Jamie Chums, I have a horrible sinus infection and my meds are not working because because everyone is not taking theirs and Biden is not my president. So make sure you wear a winter.
That's how that works.
Yes, make sure you wear a winter coat when it gets cold so your neighbor doesn't freeze. That's my favorite. B from the SAV. The media always carefully chooses photos for release depending on their desired message. Yes, of course they do. And it's, I guess, again, it's just the overwhelming literal fake news. It's not just like a story here or there. It's everything. I'm not going to say literally because that's Dan's bit, but
literally.
And Whiskey 6, our government is like the child that continues to get away with breaking the rules without consequences, pushing the limits to see what it can get away with. Time to put them in their place. I agree. And by the way, let's see, 2 days from now, we'll find out if the debt ceiling is raised. And if it's not, remember, suddenly there will be a plague of locusts. There will be fire everywhere. It'll be hailing, and there'll be fireballs shooting from the sky. Isn't that what's going to happen that's what they make it sound like. Asking for a friend. And Debbie says, well, yes, I learned today was actually Tuesday, so there's that. That's a good thing. Coming up next over most of these Mojo 50 radio stations, a show that sometimes makes more sense than reality. Abnormal realities.
That's correct. Yeah. Last night we had a train wreck happen right before our eyes. So it's a great show.
Your Daily Mojo is, of course, made by the ever-tinkering fingers of Ron Phillips, spinning those dials radio style over there and taking the radio apart. Remember, the smallest minority on Earth is the individual. Those who deny individual rights cannot claim to be defenders of minorities. 6 cents for Tyrannus, resist stupid, and good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are.
Might be a bell count next, although we are on the upside down. So who the hell knows? I have no idea anymore. I just don't, Ron. It's crazy, you know?
Good morning, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with the bell count for the Daily Mojo, Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. Today there were no missed innuendo bells, one actual bell, and a pair of crickets. Peace out, boys. Stay healthy. I'll talk at y'all tomorrow.
That was just a pair of crickets? What if it had been a parakeet?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
I see what you did.
I made it into a bird joke.
Route.
The path taken.
Let me spell it. R-O-U-T.
Oh, not R-O-U-T-E.
No.
Okay.
It's different.
To dig out. I don't know.
No. It's a defeat attended with disorderly flight, dispersal of a defeated force in complete disorder. Kind of what is happening to the world today. I mean, that's kind of a description of what the hell's going on.
That is a wrap.